Mountain climbs involve cracks, as they allow for clean protection such as nuts or cams to be placed. The thinnest climbable cracks only accept fingertips. Then there are cracks in which fingers can be slotted and twisted. Someone with thick fingers may only get tips or first knuckles, whereas someone with thin fingers may get second knuckles. Eventually, the crack gets wide enough to accept third knuckles, which is called thin hands. In between finger size and hand size, the thumb or the fleshy part between the thumb and the index finger can be used for a thumbstack or ring lock. Often a crack will provide a weakness up a friction slab, such as the basic climb Ingles Peak. Finger cracks require tricky footwork because the foot cannot fit inside. Hand cracks are the least tiring cracks to climb. The hand squeezes inside the crack with the tips and base of palm pushing one way and the third knuckles pushing the other way. The foot fits inside the crack sideways and torques. Hand jams may be thumbs down or thumbs up. When climbing a hand crack, the knees bow outward so that the toes can enter sideways and cam. One foot may flag outside of the crack for balance. Once mastered, hand jams feel very secure, and a hand jam at the end of a sequence of harder moves brings a sigh of relief. Splitter hand cracks garner classic status. As the crack widens, hands become cupped hands and then fists. The fist jam pushes outward equally on each side of the crack and can be thumbs down or up. It is less secure and more painful than a hand jam, but on the bright side, more of the foot can fit inside the crack. Someone with small hands may need to resort to fists, whereas someone with larger hands could get away with cupped hands. Many cracks change in width, requiring different techniques in different parts. This crack starts as tight hands. Note the bowed knees to place the feet sideways in the crack for torquing. When first learning, a beginner can try jamming with just hands and using face holds for feet, or vice versa. The crack widens to cupped hands, where the thumb slides beneath the palm. Finally, the crack finishes with a tight fist. Larger than fist is the realm of off-width. Arms, knees, hand stacks, heel-toe jams. This is the most strenuous and masochistic type of climbing. Proper technique is essential. After off-width comes a squeeze chimney, where one can feel so secure as not to fall, but also not sure how to move upward. The chimney is the largest and most obvious weakness up a rock wall. Chimney techniques vary depending on the width, but they all involve putting opposing pressure on opposite walls of the chimney and scooting body parts while pushing with others. For a thin chimney, hands and feet on each wall push the butt up. Then the hands and the back push so the feet can slide up. With practice, a smooth rhythm can be learned. When the legs don't feel so cramped, upward progress is much easier. The hands and a foot push so that the butt and the other foot can move upward. The hands move upward when the back and feet push. Uh-oh, let's get out of here. When a chimney gets wider, one can stem inside it. Pushing with the hands frees the feet so that they can move upward. Down climbing is also a good skill to practice with chimneys. When chimneys get wider still, more dramatic measures are needed. Other types of difficult chimneys exist, such as ones that are flaring. Use your creativity and think ahead which way you should be facing. In the mountains, many chimneys have blocks, chalkstones, cracks, or other holds available to help people climb. Historically, chimneys were often the first technical rock routes climbed on peaks because they were the easiest. The basic climbs Chair Peak and Southerly Winter Spire both have chimneys on them. When climbing in the mountains, all types of climbing techniques are needed, and often some at the same time. As you climb, look at the holds in front of you and think what techniques you have in your tool belt to help you progress upward smoothly and efficiently. Here the left hand uses the diagonal crack for jamming and as an edge. The right hand mantles on the big block in the middle with the right foot high stepping. Later, a stem helps keep balance on the steep wall. Solving the 3D puzzle of how to move upward is challenging, but the more you practice, the easier it will become. Practice at the UW Rock, at the gym, at the crags, with mountain boots or with rock shoes, with or without a pack. Go with your friends so it will be fun. The more variety of rock you'll see, the better prepared you'll be for your next encounter. Here is a sequence of moves within 10 feet of each other on a hard climb. First is a strenuous undercling, then jamming a crack with the hands and stemming with the feet, finally transitioning to a strenuous lieback. By practicing in the city near the ground, you can learn skills and techniques and apply them comfortably to wild places in the mountains. Basic climbs can get you to spectacular places such as the summit of Southerly Winter Spire. Rock climbing skills can be applied to anything from third-class rock scrambles to horror show mixed routes. Basic climbs can take you on subalpine day trips such as Lundin, and overnight glacier climbs with rock pyramids on top such as Shuksan. You have a new exciting world in front of you.